Welcome to the Man United stream. Hope you're doing well. It's Monday morning and it's the day after the 0-0 draw against Man City. Now, I'm going to put out a warning to you guys already, okay? There's going to be a lot of foul language in this show because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of watching this United team go out there and do jack shit. Seriously, they don't do anything out there, and I don't blame the manager. I don't blame Ruben Amorim, and I don't blame a few of the players there. Ruben Amorim, number one, has to make do with whatever he has got, and he's already called it out. He said it ages ago that this is the shittest team United have ever had in their history. He said it, and he got criticised for it and everything, but that's Ruben Amorim telling everybody, all the fans, that he hasn't got the players at this club to do his job. That's what he was trying to tell everybody. And you have to read between the lines. Look, yesterday's performance was awful, and it was glaringly obvious where United have gone wrong. They haven't got a striker. They haven't got a striker who can do the job of scoring goals. Højlund is not that guy. And Garnacho, awful performance. Absolutely awful performance. Someone who half decent in them positions that and the chances that he got would have had a hat-trick yesterday, but he couldn't take advantage. This isn't a top City team either. This team, City team, are probably the worst City team that we've seen in a long time, and United should have been all over them and taken advantage of them, but they didn't. They didn't. Look, Bruno Fernandes again had a really good game. He's the only bright spark in our team. Okay, you've got the defence as well. You've got the likes of Mazraoui who've played really well. I think Lenny Euro had a decent game as well. Who else? In the midfield, Ugarte, even Casemiro had a decent game, but the rest of the team was awful. Absolutely awful. The number one player that I would say had an absolute shitty game was Garnacho. Why the F have we got this guy playing in this team? Look, do I blame Ruben Amorim? No, I don't, because he's going to play his way, and he's already said, look, I need better players, and he hasn't got them. This is all about the leadership, the ownership, Ineos, Glazers, and the likes not putting their money where their mouth is and going out there and buying more players. We're going to be discussing all this and lots more in today's show. We're also going to be discussing the huge outburst from Gary Neville and the likes of Roy Keane about yesterday's performance. We're also going to be discussing Ruben Amorim's response to this criticism. So make sure you stick around, make sure you hit the like button on this video, and if you're not already a subscriber to the Man United Stream channel, what the hell are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with all the latest Manchester United news and more from one single daily dose. Okay, let's not waste any time. Yesterday's game was effing shit. It was disgusting to watch. It was like watching paint dry. Seriously, watching United is just painful right now. As a fan, I hate saying this, but you don't even want to turn it on. You just want to ignore it half the time. You're thinking, look, the game's going to be shit. We're going to huff and puff, but we're not going to actually do anything. We might get lucky and score a goal here and there, but we don't control any game, and it's just going to be a shitty game to watch. Do you want to waste your time? And then you think, well, it's Man United. Look, you never know. We might perform. We might actually turn up. And, you know, we're playing midweek. We're playing a huge European game, so we might actually be up for this game today, really, against Man City. We might go out there and try and win, but it was completely the opposite, wasn't it? It was completely the opposite. We were huffed and puffed, but we didn't do jack shit. We couldn't even get anywhere near the goals. Any chance that we did get, which fell to Garnacho mainly, really didn't do much. And then Højlund just runs around like a headless chicken around the whole pitch. Does nothing as a striker. And you saw that as soon as Zirkzee came on, what a striker should be doing. And even Zirkzee's not amazing, but compared to Højlund, he's actually much better. He actually does much more, and he creates more chances. And he had that chance where he should have scored, really, but he didn't. We did have some chances. Do I say that United were unlucky? No, because they should have been all over City and they should have been scoring more goals, and they didn't. Yesterday, after the game, we had Gary Neville and Roy Keane both completely go berserk on the Man United team, the way they were just lackluster, the way the players were just greeting each other, and the City players at the end of the game like, yeah, look, it wasn't a derby, it was just a relaxing game, no one really hates each other, And that's not what you want to see. You want to see these players give it their all. You want to see these players say, right, we are United and we don't care about anything else. We don't care whether I've got a friend on the opposite side, a national teammate or whatever. I don't give a crap. I want to play and win. And you want to go 100% in there with all the tackles. But it wasn't like that. It wasn't even like a derby. It was just like a really chilled out friendly. That's what I thought it was. The players on both sides didn't really care. And you saw it at the end. You saw it. And I agree with Gary Neville. And I agree with Roy Keane. These players haven't got it in them. We need an entire new team. We need a team that can go out there and sort this out and go and try and get the win. And a derby should be full of crazy tackles, heated, face off and everything. It was absolute rubbish, man. Absolute rubbish. I hate saying it, but this United team has to be the worst ever I've seen. Let us know in the comments below what you thought of the game. Let us know if you agree with Gary Neville and Roy Keane. And what did Ruben Amorim say? Well, he didn't actually like the fact that Gary Neville came out with this criticism of him and his team, and he defended his players. But of course he's going to do that. Of course he's going to do that. He's not going to come out and say, yeah, I agree with Gary Neville that these players are shit. Of course he's not going to say that. He has to keep the team together. He knows that some of these players he'll be in charge of next year, so he's got to make sure that he protects them and he just gets rid of the players that he knows are not good enough. That is it for today's show. Make sure you hit the like button on this video. Make sure you subscribe. You're watching the Man United Stream channel by the fans for the fans.